But either way, here's the repentance stream. We're finally getting back in it. So let's jump into the game.
I signed up for salvage.
Hey, somebody signed up for salvage. That's a mistake. Anyway, welcome back, everybody, to Jaraci Cup 15. Like I was just saying, for some reason I waited for like 5 months to cast this. It's not actually been that long, but it's been a long time. But this is the finals of JC15. This is between myself and Descara. Always fun to cast your own games. You know how it is. Although, actually, maybe it's convenient that I waited for so long, because I've completely forgotten how this goes. Although, if I recall, my strategy in this first game was just going to be to rush him, and I was very unhappy that we ended up getting this spawn, because, you know, it's not the best for attacking. If we open up our info.txt, we'll see, I believe I did pick this. Yeah, sure enough. So this is my map pick. So I was really hoping to get the other one. Descara's going to match with Shallows, and then Torrent Crater after that. So we'll go to that point. That's true, yeah, I set it to be in DMs and I'll make sure to use it when I put the video up on YouTube. Which, I'll do that as well, by the way, if we finally get to uploading the YouTube videos. I don't know why, I've got like 50 gigabytes of video on my computer that I just haven't uploaded because I'm dumb. But yeah, you see, I am gonna go with the attack anyway. This will probably be assault ships, yeah, there it is being teched up. Just cause like, if I go for the, if I go for the railguns here, this is not really great terrain for it, so I don't like to try that. But I was feeling somewhat unconfident to just play like a real macro game against Descara, so gonna go for the rush instead. And like I said, it's gonna be assault ships this time. We do have LEV streaming out for Descara, which is very convenient. He'll have what he needs to defend. He's actually keeping the base runner though, so this is kind of interesting. I see, he's gonna go for the SC after like 5 LEVs. It's like 4 in this case. I'll give him the defense he needs. He still has the base runner, so he can drop the turret down. So yeah, he's gonna probably be fine here. We'll see if I can get any value, but it's not super easy. Basically, what we need to do as the assault ship rushing player, like, once he puts a turret down right here, this main base is pretty much untouchable, so we just have to delay him from getting on second for as long as we can, and then it's gonna turn into a sort of a macro game after that. Unless one of us messes up horribly and then the game will just end, but... Well, I was gonna say you don't expect that from these players, but then again, it is me, so I mean, perhaps we do. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I really can't remember. Production upgrade coming out here for Descara. He's got his support cruiser out as well. There's the turret, though. Now, notice where he sets this up, right? Because he knows that the main base is gonna be the target, so it's natural to just kind of put it right here. But when he puts it here, it can cover the second as well, so this makes it really hard to do anything with the assault ships. Although, if I'm back here, I can't be shot at by it, so... There is a trade-off there, but I think he's more than happy to make that. Carrier gonna do some zoning as well. And you can see I'm already backing away. I think these are the 2 RU salvagers. I'm gonna pull off of the line because I don't need RUs anymore, and I'm gonna start getting my ref mode set up. So like I said, gonna transition into a macro game here. And like just Carrier said, not exactly the happiest thing in the world, because, you know, Descara's really on his game in that way, so... Doesn't mean that I'm done for, but I don't want to play this way against Descara, so it's definitely a bit of a win for him. Assault ship's trying to damage carriers, you love to see it. Not gonna do too much here, of course. The turret is still there, so I'm gonna lose 1 skin kind of just for nothing. And this is probably a bit of desperation. I'm trying to make some kind of a play, but we do end up trading 1 for 1, so it's not horrible. The health bars on the assault ships are pretty low now, though, and they do take a while to heal, so that's gonna slow things down a little bit. Just 1 singular LEV, gonna scout the timing here as well for Descara. Very, very nice move. Just, he knows what's up now. Not gonna be surprised by that at all. And his tech choice to answer this is AV Fab. AV is, of course, definitely able to fight assault ships, especially when they don't have any armor like this. You know, in lieu of getting the armor upgrade to try and make the dive a little bit better, I went for ref mode instead, and we just got the armor upgrade now, so these guys were pretty weak before. And in fact, the LEVs fancy trying to take a bite out of your tune here, but I'm not sure if they can. Very good micro pulling this guy over the hill, though, so I'm gonna lose 1. Oh yeah, he might be able to take this. I think perhaps if I had microed that a little better, we might have been okay. Keep kiting this way and pull the guy over the hill when he was getting low, but... Not gonna be so, and the 2 assault ships will fall, I think for like 1 LAV. We can check the units lost tab. Oh, it looks like actually 3. Oh, yeah, 1 died over here. So it was just 2 LAVs. got both of the assault ships. So Descara is definitely looking better than me in the units lost tab here. I am on 2 base faster than him, so we've got that advantage, but it's going to be pretty small. And he has a little bit more army on the field now. I am going to keep these skims over here just to check the 3 base timing. Always a good move. If only this PC could protect itself. Yeah. I know what road you're going down. We ain't doing that here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Descara go for air. He seems to love doing that, but not going to be the choice this game. Does have a bit of an RU float as well, but he can easily use that on the armored unit upgrades. Oh no. But yeah, I've got my second PC on the way. Oh, okay, he was actually building an SC just then. So he's going to try to pop up to 3 base as well. You know, often when we hold off the assault ship push like this, what you expect the coalition player to do is follow up with like an AAV counterattack, but in this case he's going to try and set up his eco as fast as he can. And the sand skimmer here just wants to check the tech. Yep, it is AVs, but there's no air, so I don't have to go for missile ships myself. And it cost me 1 skim, but you don't really care too much. Also, I get the notification that an AV was just built as well. These two don't really know what they're doing, though. They should not have poked in there, because they're gonna die. Yeah, all depends how much you have and what the armor upgrades are. But in this case, he hasn't invested at all in that, so he's probably just gonna use these defensively. And, you know, with that turret, that should be enough to defend the main base location. In fact, look, he's actually set down a 2nd turret over here. So, I know I'm criticizing myself here, but I really don't like this. Because, you know, you can't really do anything on this side of the map, so if these assault ships went over to this side, they'd actually have some threat here, but over here, they're not really going to do much. And the probe knows where they are, too, so like, he doesn't even have any defense over... Well, he's actually got a lot of vision, but... He doesn't need to commit to any defense on this side, because he knows where I am. So yeah, there's the turret, gonna be spotted. Actually, almost kills this guy on its own, leaves him at 20 HP. And that's about all I can get done here. So missile ship's teching again now. I'm worried for that air transition, obviously, but I can't get scouting on it. I'd really love to not get this tech unless I can see that he has it, but it isn't easy to get sight on him there. Descara seems not sure what he wants either. He was clicking railguns there, but ends up canceling it. He does. But it's always rough to get anti-air when your opponent doesn't have any air in the first place. Based on our inventory teching actually tells me that Descara's a bit worried of air as well. Which he hasn't been able to scout, but he could if he wanted to with this probe, so I don't know. Perhaps this is just for the turrets, but it's interesting either way. Let's see what he's building right now. Yeah, that's another base runner. So obviously, if you didn't know, base runner inventory means you can drop down turrets right after spawning, rather than having to wait for, I think it's like 1 minute. And again, we're checking for tech, can't see it over here, but the assault ships are going to start pushing on this base runner. Oh no, this is just a... Oh no. I do have armor 3 to be fair, but... Yeah, this ain't never gonna work. I did see that, by the way. Yeah, the Homeworld 3 gameplay trailer looked really good. I was quite pleased with what I saw there. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure if oh yeah, I definitely see it now. So I know that there's no air tech coming here. It's gonna be BCs, actually. You gotta love Descara. He does like to build those units. But yeah, no missile ship's gonna be built for me. I take it all back. There is one. Well, you know, to be fair, you can hunt down pros of this. It's not completely useless, but it definitely does not feel good to have. And now that I see there's no air tech, I'm probably gonna be feeling a bit bad about it. But I do know what's coming, so I have railgun fab on the way. I say I know what's coming just because Descara really likes his BCs. They are kind of stat sticks right now. It's not surprising. And he's not committing to any other tech. I didn't see railguns. Obviously, I didn't see air, so... You kind of know it's either going to be that or assault cruisers. Either way, we want railguns. So that's railgun tech done for me. And when I play macro games recently, I've really been playing very wide. Wide, I mean, as in, like, you know, we get assault ships and railguns, we tech armor for both of them, right? That's a very expensive way to play, but it is very effective. It makes for some good unit comps. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. I just feel like the trading has not been very good for me. Okay, now I don't feel like it. Now I know it. So you know, we kind of have some problems keeping a good enough army fielded here. No fat shaming here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very interested in what they have planned for Homeworld 3 as well, but we'll just have to see, of course. I think a lot of people have been, like... A lot of people have been extrapolating way too much, I think, just from the one gameplay trailer. Like, okay, well, this is how the game's gonna look then. It's like, well, we don't know too much. We just got a little taste of it, so... I wouldn't be too certain. I know a lot of people in particular were taking offense that they said, like, assault frigates are effective against capital ships. Like, well, but they are, you know, like... As opposed to interceptors, definitely, right? I mean, we know that from, like, Homeworld 1, even. Anyway, I digress. It is going to be range calibration for the heavy railguns. Like I said, playing very wide here. I've got armor 3 already, but we're going to go for that, too. We do manage to kill the probe, so... Nice movement of the missile ship there. Yeah, that place is just worthless, so... Yeah, calibration going to finish here. And that will make it very difficult for Descara to push through with railguns of his own, but of course he does have the BCs coming, so... All things considered, it might have been better to just go for EMP rounds here. Because we don't, like, we already have a range advantage. We don't really gain too much for having more range. Especially because calibration makes you somewhat slower at kiting. By the way, this is going to be a party bus, I'm pretty sure, so we're going to see BCs popping here in just a moment. You can see Descara rotating his carrier out to make them pop out in the correct direction. Kind of funny way he does that by giving it a move command, but still. Oh, and these railguns are way too close. Yeah, again, like, you know, range calibration's not doing too much here, is it? Carrier's gonna try to get involved. This is a little risky, of course, because BCs have got some damage, but I'm trying to keep my railguns safe here. BC looks like it's really low, but of course he has that field repairs ability, so it's not gonna be an issue. Looks like there's fighting on the other side. I should win that one. Let's see if I can keep it all on screen here. And actually the BC is getting repelled, so to my credit, this seems to have worked. I didn't actually lose any rails there. Unit's loss tab is starting to get evened out, but there's still a lot of work to do. This is also a little bit of a throw here, to say the least. Range calibration is on. Of course, you know the visual bug. It doesn't show. Wow, that is a lot of AAVs, actually. But not enough to smoke up to this railgun position. Certainly not, right? Shoot, really? There's so many things like that in DOK, man, I swear. Anyway, here comes EMP rounds, and that's going to be very good. EMP rounds make you a very happy boy against BCs. You know, because the idea is that he wants to get up on top of you and you're trying to kite. If you can EMP him, he'll never make it. So it's very nice to have that. Yeah, D not okay. It's like turret position starting to get killed here by the assault ships. You know, I was all small talking my macro game, like, yeah, I don't really want to play that way against Descara, but I'm kind of winning here, actually. This might be a throw, though. There's just so many turrets here. Salvager's going to use their jetpacks as well to just try and contribute. We do have a big sledgehammer over onto the main base, but this is too far for these assault ships. I could have just camped behind this hill and made him just wait there forever. See what we can do on the other end, though. EC is healing. That's a lot of railguns that have got his number, and they do have EMP again. There's a second BC spawning here as well. Oh, that's such a good smoke by the AAVs, right? Just keep this guy alive a little bit longer, but it's not going to be enough. He does go down. Second BC is close. I do want to back the railguns away, but I should be fine to kite him out here. And I'm extracting too, apparently. Hey, I'm actually playing pretty well. I'm pleased. I'm surprised by my own play here. I could see it all falling apart here, though, because this is a very short run up to the railgun position, so you want to be careful about kiting here. We want to be careful about kiting here, Bozo. It would be sad to lose the game all of a sudden here. Looks like he's not going to bite, though. We do have some more assault ships over on this side, so I should be fine with this flank. That's not going to do too much for me. Or for, what's his face? What cooldown does it have? I think it's like 80 seconds. It used to be way too short, if you remember, when A-Game buffed the tech tree. We discovered, like, it does a lot of damage, and it was on, like, a 30-second cooldown. And then suddenly we started using it in vanilla again, because it was just so good. It's one of those moments where no one had ever tried to use this tech. Turned out it was actually really powerful. Yeah, right, I mean, like I said, with this sort of wide unit composition, it's very, very effective. It fights tremendously well, but the problem is that it's super expensive to really get this set up. You can see I've got Rail Armor 3 and the, like, Assault Ship Armor 3. That's already so much money that I've had to spend into this. And it's worth it in this case, but you can easily find situations where you get killed trying to do that. Looks like Mag Excel for Descara. He does have some railguns out here, so he's gonna try and fight the railgun war now. I do already have range calibration, so we're gonna turn that on and start fighting here. These assault ships just want to die, though, I guess, so that's nice. Yeah, they're gonna start backing away now. This is definitely a bit of a throw here by me. I'm gonna turn off calibration, just try and kite back with the heavy rails shooting the AVs, you would hope, although I'm not firing yet. Oh, I can see how this goes. Because now I'm gonna try and make the counterattack on the other side and throw my carrier, right? Is that how it goes? That's sort of the classic Bozo move, you know? Base runners are here to give their heal to the heavy railgun. It's not gonna live though. It's always worth a try, but not gonna work in this case. But now with the AVs dead, we can win this fight pretty comfortably just with the railguns having their calibration on. Except here comes a couple LAVs actually. Well, he doesn't have any ups and I've got armor 3, so I should be able to survive just fine against that. That does make you a little nervous. Ah! No, what are you doing here? Oh my gosh, the turrets! Ah! Oh, that is not it! Oh no. Oh. You know, I remember it now. Now I remember what happens. Aye. Yeah. That was bad. The game's pretty much over. I know that happened pretty suddenly, but I basically just threw like 7 railguns over there, so. Yikes. This is another downside of playing wide like this, is that if you lose all of your units, all of a sudden the upgrades aren't doing anything for you, so it's like a lot of expenditure for nothing. I end up having like a very thin number of units, but they're all very good together, but if you misuse them, you just lose instantly, which is kind of what we saw here. Carrier power 4 though, maybe. Hope for a miracle, but yeah, this game is definitely over. You know me though, I'm very tenacious in tournament games, I don't like to give up, so we're gonna keep playing here for a bit. Also, calibration not doing any good here, because the railguns are already in range. Try and use the MP to buy a little bit of time, which to be fair might get me a kill. Yeah, actually it does get one, but this carrier, you know, there's more than enough damage here to kill it, so yeah, we're gonna power up the speed like a madman, but probably the carrier's already dead here. Yeah, BCs don't take no prisoners. And that's gonna be the game. So, you know, just kind of how it goes. Definitely a bit of a bozo throw there, but, you know, that's fine, that's fine. We'll jump into game 2. Gotta clear the mental, you know what I'm saying? Just move on. Yeah, Kinix is here, isn't that awesome? Worlds collide, man. Receiver 2 and DOK. Smashing up against each other. Goat sex meta. Anyway, you know, I think I was actually winning at the point where I was, pressuring on his, like, I was pressuring on his third base there. But then I just kind of, like, stood still and got killed, so. By those turrets. That was very nasty. Probably what happened was that I was looking at the other side of the map trying to micro it, so I didn't even realize I was just getting donked, but, you know. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. And I think that was the point where I decided that my winning strategy was to just rush him, like, 7 times in a row, so. From then on, the pace of the game was decided, I think. Or the match, that is. You can see Sandskimmer Fab on the way already here. We do have 2 on RUs, so this is going to be a probably early focus into railguns. This is dangerous though. Shallows is not the best map for... Shallows is not the best map for rushing. There is like a really nice wind condition where you get your railguns set up over here, but the fact that you can be kited out to this point where you kind of get messed up by this bend is really nasty, so... Can work, can definitely fail miserably. Never even seen this game before, well I'm glad we changed that. Descara Kharak, I think, really is like the best multiplayer game ever made. It's criminally underrated, so... Lightning? Ooh. Level 3 moment. Looks like here's the initial conflict with the LEDs. Since we've got some new people around, I'll try and explain it best I can. The skins will win when they're close up, but the LEDs have longer attack range. They're also slower though, so the sand skimmers can potentially find windows to jump on them. Yeah, to be fair though, Carrier, I think that's probably just because we don't have enough people. Like, if we were like a, you know, $1 million prize pool tournament type of game, like, you might have... You might actually need that sort of ridiculous levels of APM like they do in StarCraft 2. Anyway, certainly this is planning on being a railgun rush, right? So I'm kind of surprised I haven't clicked it yet. What is this? I'm going 2 PC. I surprised myself. I don't know. That's very interesting. I don't know if this can work, but, I mean, it just seems so late. Like, I need to start getting threat on this carrier or I won't really be able to do anything. Yeah, we'll see if this works at all. This is what I was talking about. You kind of get pushed off of this choke point here, right? And then, you know, the terrain really messes with you here because it's very hard to get back up there. Yeah, I mean, if I dive through the carrier, obviously I can't do it yet, but is the answer to just get like 20 sand skimmers, you know? I'm not sure. Well, Railgun Fab's on the way now, but that second PC finished, so we'll see what kind of value I'm able to get out of it. Yeah, I do agree with that, Carrier. Like, it seems like in this game, you know, micro is as important as it is in others, but it's like the fight is almost determined before it starts. It's not how well you can execute during it, it's how well you can pick the fight that you want. So, it's interesting in that sense. It's very different from other RTS games, I think. I have a feeling you don't say that in a positive way. Well, we'll see what the game plan is. I mean, I can potentially push his carrier off second just by attacking on this side. But this is a very, very slow rush. Very, very slow rush. And let's check the unit numbers, in fact, just to see how we stack up. It's 9 to 13 so far, so, you know, we do have the advantage there. We're gonna start taking raiding as well. Descara already on the way to Railgun Fab. Probably the call here is that I only really need one, because I just need to be able to pressure this carrier. It's true, by the way. He speaks the truth. But yeah, I think I only really need, like, one railgun for now, because he doesn't have any tech yet, so I just focus on skims and even get them an upgrade here as well. Interesting strategy. Once the turret gets set up here, things are gonna be really tough. This turret here is still gonna haunt me, though. Like, if I ever try to dive past, I'm just gonna get killed by that thing, so... Kinda sets the stage here. You can see Descara looking for a window that he can come try to kill this heavy railgun, but he can't do it, so it's fine. The Phoenix turret. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it is really a good turret position. It's just that, you know, if your entire strategy revolves around building turrets there, you're probably gonna lose. Oh, boy. Yeah, looks like he's gonna set that turret down, no? Ah, but maybe I can kill it actually before it gets put. Oh. Like, it's gonna get one volley off, but it... Oh, it doesn't even kill a single sand skimmer. Okay, that is so good for me, actually. And the base runner died. Wow. I take it all back. Suddenly things are looking pretty good. If I see this railgun, I'll almost certainly cancel this and go for calibration. Right? Yeah, there we go. Just because I think that I can't really fight... Oh no, am I gonna lose the railgun here? Oh, it's at 10 HP! But it's alive! Holy moly. Yeah, if I lose this railgun, things start getting pretty dire, actually. So that's really good for me that this guy didn't go down. Oh! No, Bozo! All you had to do was just sit behind this wall here. Oh. Oh no, that's so bad. Because, like, calibration is so expensive, and if you don't even have a railgun that can use it, it's like... doesn't feel good, you know? Doesn't feel good. Ay, that was not it. That was not it. This is a good trade, though. I have rating as well, so it's very, very hard for Descara to kite away from this. Yep, turns out to be a pretty good trade for me, I think, overall. But I need to get those railgun numbers back. Okay, yeah, here we go. Finally building one. Calibration will be done when he comes out, but it's not doing me any good right now, so it feels really bad to lose that. By the way, one thing you really gotta watch out for when you're railgun rushing is how long your opponent can be on his 2-base, but in this case, he doesn't have any salvagers there, so I'm not really too worried about it. I can keep this status quo forever. Okay, I say that as he builds it. Now I have some pressure on me. Until your opponent is mining 2-base, you're not really on the clock, as it turns out, so... By the way, Probe sees the base runner. Descara, as always, really good with that Probe micro. He's gonna keep it alive. Range calibration is done now, but we're actually already getting... Oh my gosh, we're already getting hit again. Oh, he lives with 10 HP. That was ridiculously close. If I lost that, I think I would just GG. Like, that's where it starts to feel really impossible. Note that these Coalition rails are faster, like, that's why this is so tough. If you get into range of the Coalition railguns, you will just die, like, you can't get away from them, so... I think I was only saved there by, like, him losing vision on me. This is really good, though, the skins are actually running up and killing the railguns. Oh, that changes everything. This is turning into an absolute bloodbath here. Calibration is on, and I think I can hit that carrier from here. So now I've got Descara on the clock. That feels good. LAV Armor 1 finished, by the way, but we are taking damage too now, so we're gonna get really scary with these sand skimmers. This turret here, it's still gonna give me trouble, but I can force this carrier to go back to where that turret is. Looks like railguns are building as well, so he's trying to back away, make sure they don't just jump out and die instantly. That would be pretty game-ending for Descara. Yeah, and it all kind of came down to one mistake where he left the two railguns out too close, although the game isn't over yet, I shouldn't talk like it is. Calibration is done, so these railguns can't shoot back at me for a bit. We chonkin'. This guy's at 40, but he doesn't quite die. Well, I got lucky with a few of those myself, so you can't exactly complain. Just gotta make sure this guy's still kiting. Hey, watch who you callin' Bozo. Counter to railguns ostensibly is these strikecraft units, but because I have them as well, it's hard for them to get in there. You can also use air to attack them, but it doesn't really work in a rail rush scenario, because these production cruisers have anti-air. So yeah, the little triangles are the strikecraft. The LAVs for the Coalition and the sand skimmers for the Galzian. Yeah, so the reason I'm fighting up high ground here is because I'm just trying to stop him from being able to mine. And I have the range advantage, so I'm not too worried about it either. You can see in this case it's working, like I killed another railgun. This dive might be too much though, it's a lot of skims are gonna die. But I know that I'm stronger than him, so I want this fight. I'm actually full ups right now. What if you turn off all? Yeah, I don't ever do that. Oh, well actually the railgun died there. Uh-oh, he's got kind of a number of LAVs here. Look, check the unit stats, see how many this is. It's 15 to 8. Ugh. And I'm focusing the railgun down. That doesn't really do anything in this fight here, so... Uh-oh. Looks like I've made the mistake this time. Maybe just Carrier was right. Also, what the heck is this railgun doing over here? Anyway, I just noticed that is all. Yeah, that dive under the carrier there, like, I know that I'm stronger than him, so I'm trying to force the fight, but that means I'm taking it on his terms, and he ends up winning it. Kind of a classic mistake of the old Bozo, you know? Not the first time I've done this. The game isn't actually over yet, though, and Descara is really trying to push it by driving his carrier out like this, but I don't think he can end here. I mean, he doesn't really have any bite behind this. I'm actually slowly winning this trade. This is the meat grinder I always talk about, right? Where my units are popping out as fast as they're dying, but they're actually starting to hit the critical mass where they can win this fight again. Yeah, this is so weird. I don't know. Surely you want to just use an LAV to like fight the base runner, right? Because the railgun is so expensive. Well, you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, try again, so I'm probably just gonna go for it once more. Actually, yes, I was healing the enemy railgun, which is pretty funny. Like I said, I'm stronger than him. I've got both damage upgrades. He doesn't even have Assault Pack yet, so... Even though the numbers are pretty much even here, I definitely would win this fight if we took it right now. Depends on the run-up, though, right? Like, as he is right here, I can chase him, because if he backs up, he'll be over the hill and not able to shoot. It looks like I kind of chickened out just a little bit. I think I actually could have won that fight there. Then again, I don't know that he doesn't have Assault Pack, so... Yeah, the key to that is to just keep your skimmer production up, because if he focuses the production cruisers, he'll lose his LAVs. So he can't kill these, and then you're still in a bad spot, but you haven't totally lost the game, so... Tell you what, though, this is a bad spot. I should make that clear. I'm kind of talking about how I still have chances, makes it sound like I might be winning, but it's not true. He's on 2 base now. I'm not. You can see I've been long distance mining this whole time, but I'm definitely losing out on money over time here. So we really need to, you know, get a move on, or else this is going to stall out. And that's always the danger in these rail rushes, but... We do have AEVs out now. AEVs, of course, countered by railguns, but they are the counter to strike crafts. That's why he's building them here. He can find a way to use these effectively, as long as he's careful about it. It's like EMP round's gonna come out now, but it's gonna come a little bit late here. We're taking some damage on the PCs, but looks like Descara agrees he can't kill him there. Doesn't matter though. All he's doing is keeping the fight here, which means he can keep mining here, right? That's how he wins this. So he's definitely doing this on purpose. Just Carrie's calling the GG already. He's probably right. This is not a good scenario, but still chances for me to come back in this, especially with that carrier being so low. Range calibration is on these railguns. This one I think is about to lose line of sight for moving into this little depression here. Yeah. He's still able to shoot apparently. Gets a kill on one of those AVs. You know, right now, this is probably the vulnerability, like, if I drive up here, but I have to be careful. I could lose my PCs if I just leave the army, so... Oh, that sucks. Railgun spawns right into danger there and just dies instantly. EMPs land, though. Kind of, anyway. We get some damage onto these LAVs here. Another railgun spawns at danger here too. That's really unfortunate. So it looks like the game plan now, I'm deciding I just need to try and hit these AVs and kill them so that my skims can clean it up, but I can't get all of them. There's still 3 left. These things have armor too as well. Not enough skims to fight this, so surely this has to be a loss. That's what I was saying, like, the AVs get countered by railguns, but if you're careful about how you use them, you can still make them very effective in a fight like this. And now you can see, kind of just like suiciding against the railguns here to see if I can maybe get the kills before I'm dead, but... Oh, look at that smoke too. Yeah, the AV has an ability that drops the smoke that blocks line of sight. He actually moved out of it though. I think he could have lived there. But yeah, what Descara is doing is really hard. So I'm quite impressed at this. Yeah, well, Just Carrier is a big fan of AVs as well, but he uses them a little bit differently. Again, I'm very tenacious in these tournament games. I haven't surrendered yet, but this game is over. I don't think there's any coming back from this point. He's actually building a support cruiser too, so he's gonna get up onto 3 base now. We are not the same. Whoa, this railgun is going into space. Yeah, with range calibration, I might be able to stall for a while here, but eventually Descara could even just like tech into bombers would be a way to answer this, or he gets artillery or something like that. He'll probably try for this for a while though. Oh no, yeah, look, he's going fighter and gunship. So he agrees that's kind of the way to force me to give up this hopeless game here. Yeah, no one ever accused me of giving up too early, that's for sure. Gunships, yeah, sure. By the way, extra hard to fight these railguns now, as they do have armor 3 that makes them take an extra shot to kill by the heavy rails for me. Calibration is still good, you know, but like, it's a little tough to make this happen. I might be able to do this, though. Oh. Calibration is still on. Okay, but we get the EMP shots, huh? Yeah, I agree, I can't push in there, though, so I'm just gonna back away. There's an idea there, but... By the way, double extract coming out for Descara as well. Love to see it. Love to see it. You know, if you're ahead, get ahead in every way. Don't be satisfied being ahead in one way, you know what I mean? Unless, of course, that one way is killing the enemy carrier, then it's okay, but... Ah, range calibration is on cooldown right now. That would have been so nice to be able to use it right there. I probably would have gotten a kill. Turn it back on now, though. The PCs are going to push out. Yeah, you can see those strike fighters already on the production queue, though, right? And that's gonna hurt. That's gonna really hurt. You know, like, maybe given enough time in this game state, I might be able to come back, but, like, he's just gonna get strike fighters and kill me. So, you know, Descara has all the money in the world. He's just prepping an answer. This is how you play from ahead. And that's true. In the new version of Jaraci, it doesn't have CD, which is nice, because that kind of thing wouldn't happen. I'm gonna guess, probably when I see the strike fighters, I'm gonna surrender here, but... Gosh, look how many he's building, too. True, but to a lesser extent, like, because the railguns have the range advantage using this calibration ability, I think that I can actually fight that better than this. And so, given enough time, even though I'm so far down in eco, I might still be able to win. It's better you prep a counter. I was thinking he would go artillery, but strike fighters will do the job too. And the play here probably is that he just sort of kills all of the railguns, and then his AVs drive up and murder everything. If I was really on it, I might have been getting missile ship fab, but... Also, that too, the main base is actually sort of mining out here. How does strike fighters fare against 2 PCA? Not very well, actually, but if you've got this many of them, it just doesn't matter. This is why I was saying, like, they can counter railguns, but he can't use that in a rush scenario. But in this case, he's just got all the money in the world, so he can do whatever he likes. And here they come. Also, the PCs are a bit out of position, to be fair. So you can see, I'm gonna try and stack them up together here. But this is pretty forlorn. So nice micro here as well by Descara. And yeah, as I predicted, he's just gonna kill off all of these railguns here. Looks like he actually couldn't quite get the last one, but that's fine. Now he can just sort of drive over me with these AVs. There's not much I can do about it. He's got armor 3 and everything. One railgun is alive, but it's not gonna be enough. Like, in this case, I really just need more numbers. And the strike fighters have something to say about it, too. Although, those two on their own can't really do anything, I don't think. Time to turn off calibration, buddy. Oh, dear. It's pretty sloppy micro by me. This unit is, like, twice as slow, or half as fast, should I say, when it has calibration on, so... Yeah, these skims are actually kind of taking names as long as the AVs are armor broken from the railgun, but it's just not going to be enough. Coalition rail is in range now, they're going to kill this guy off for sure. Nothing much to be done about that, and that should be the entire army folding. Oh yeah, and we mined out the main base. That's kind of ridiculous that that's how long this went on, but still. That is kind of the final nail in the coffin. I mean, if I can't even mine anymore, I'm certainly done for. Kind of surprised the strike fighters don't just go after this. I built a missile ship, really? Man, I just don't know when to quit. This is some fantasy GG timing right here. One PC falls. Still no mining on the main. Like you do, like you do. Yeah, but like I said, I can trade pretty well even from behind if we keep up that game state. It's when he switches to the strike fighters it gets kind of impossible. Although still, you're right, it's almost even. It's only up by about 1,000 CUs. Which, you know, 10 sand skimmers would be really nice to have right now, but... So it certainly is not like it's meaningless, but, I think I traded kind of surprisingly well. Well, they certainly worked for him here. My idea was still to go artillery, though, but this works as well. Yeah, you can see, man, I don't give up. I think that just because it's like a tournament match, I'm really dedicated to not giving up until it's like definitely over, but it's unrecoverable at this point. This is definitely a bit too long to see staying in it. There we go, there we go. That's gonna be the GG. So, Descara takes number 2. And so, if you're just joining us, the scoreline is 2-1 now. Or, sorry, 2-0, favoring Descara. Hopefully it's 2-1. We'll see if I can win on Torrent Crater. And this was also Descara's map pick, of course. We'll take a gander at our info.txt since we've got a moment. Following that is going to be Galzian Territories and Kartoba. These are 2 really good aggressive maps, so I'd be pretty happy with this lineup here. Firebase Krill follows, and this I did just because I don't want that to be the last map. So, when you're playing a best of 7, we have 9 maps in the pool, you ban 2, all the other ones are going to show up. So I actually kind of wanted to face this on this, what is it, 6th map, right? Just so that it wouldn't be the ace match. Kind of funny to think you're picking a map that you don't like, but there it is. And if we do get to game 7, it's going to be Cannon Outpost. Best of 7, of course. So obviously, if he wins 4, he wins the game. Or the match, that is. That's why Descara, or sorry, that's why Just Carrier is predicting the 4-0 in chat there. I love to see the faith. I love to see it. The boss version of LAV before SC. Well, no, I think that the logic there actually exists, right? Like, because you're gonna have to play every map in the pool at some point, you take the one that you don't want before it's the ace match, and that way if you do get to that last game scenario, you don't have that extra mental block of being like, oh, and it's a map I don't even like. I think it works, but... A-Game's usually right about things, to be fair. There we go, there we go. It is, in a best of 7. You ban 2, right? But then you have to play all the other ones. Remember, this is the finals. So obviously the map I really didn't want to play was Kalash Teeth, that's the one that I banned. not like it's an instant loss, but for sure. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Like if you lose on game 6, then you don't. Yeah, but I think that the ace match is the most pressure, and so if you get to that scenario, you want to stack up advantages in your favor. That's my thought. I could see it going both ways though. Like obviously if you lose on map 6, then you lost the whole thing, right? But conversely, it's like if I lose on map 6, or if I win on map 6 and then map 7 is the one that I hate, like I'm gonna be kind of extra unhappy. I think the logic is sound anyway. Or at least that's how it works for me. He's finally gonna drop a turret down, by the way, so no chance of really getting anything done here. But I'm gonna try for it anyway. Oh gosh. I don't know what I'm doing. That was about the worst thing I could have done right there. It takes me forever to kill off that turret and base runner. All the sand skimmers are dead now. Yeah, I think he's just gonna kill them. Yeah, okay, that was not it. What the heck? Well, let's move on to game 4, shall we? Oh, that was horrible. Even by my standards, that was kind of a legendary throw. Oh, jeez, man. Well, moving on. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be kicking myself for that one. Definitely going to be kicking myself for that one. Especially because, like, Galzi and Terry... Yeah, exactly. To be fair, that's not the fastest tournament game we've ever had, alright? There was one even faster than that, but, I think it was me versus Hottest Man Ever, where he, like, GG'd 1 minute in because he saw Blastrones. Anyway, Galcian Territories is a map that is also very aggressive. I'd love to have a buffer saying if my aggro doesn't work, I haven't lost the entire series yet, but that's not available to me now, so... Of course, the scoreline is 3-0, so if Descara wins this, he wins the whole thing. Clinches the match, we'd call it. Yeah, right? Well, not quite that insane, but... Although, to be fair, I love it when people do that. I don't think it's ever good, but I love it when they try. That's a very good username. Well, evening to you too. Hey guys, good evening and crap. It's like 8:03 p.m. Couple LAVs out on the field already. Again, Descara knows that he wants to check for the early aggro. I mean, I've done it every single game so far, and this is like the most aggressive map in the pool yet, so no surprises there. Yeah, well, that used to be a strategy on the old shallows that people would do. I think Catharsis was the biggest proponent for that. I couldn't think of the word. Didn't Majir try this in this tournament, though? I think he did, either in the group stage or in the lower bracket. Where he retired his PC. It's just like the craziest move ever. I don't think it really should ever work, but when it does, it's very fun to watch. It's very fun to watch. Yeah, it's a pity Catharsis is such a stick in the mud, man. Like, he comes up with very inventive strategies. I'd love to see him in these Jaraci Cups, but he's just got a bone to pick with A-games, so, you know, Jaraci bad. Just how it is. Railgun Fab about to finish, by the way. This is probably a case where I'll build some assaults because I need to get the Strikecraft superiority, which I don't have here. And yep, here you can see the first assault railgun. Really nice turret position for Descara, though. I think maybe I would even prefer it here, but this way it does get high ground over more area. Wait, what? Oh, like A for A-game comes before C for Catharsis. I get the feeling that's not the problem, but... Although, you know, there's kind of this cool ABC narrative going on with my name being Bozocow and everything. Assault railguns, if you haven't seen them before, they're sort of a unit that counters everything and gets countered by everything. They outrange LAVs, so they can do a lot of damage to them, but they're outranged by railguns, they can be killed by them. They do good damage to armored units, but armored units do good damage to them. It's all about how you use this unit. Yeah, so we do a group stage, which is like you play a best of two, or no, you play 2 games between everybody and try and rack up as many points as you can, like they do in the World Cup, right? And then we move into a single elimination bracket phase, which are best of 5s except for the finals, which is a best of 7. And this is the finals of the upper bracket we're casting. Kind of the grand finals, if you will. This is 3-0 for Descara, so he is on the verge of winning. Just to get you up to speed there. Railgun Fab on the way for Descara, that's of course what he wants to answer the railguns here. Because he doesn't have the range advantage with the LEVs, he'd like to get it with the railguns, and that will pretty much shut me down. If I'm close range against LEVs, the assault rails will lose. If I'm long range against railguns, the assault rails will lose. So he's sort of setting up the catch-22 there. And I need to get something done because, you know, the railguns are going to come out pretty soon. This timing window is closing. And he's going to try and close it even harder by dropping this turret down here. This will be very nasty as well. That too, like, the thing is, if the LAVs try and dive up to kill the assault railguns, they can, but they're going to lose so many numbers to these skims. It's just never worth it, so... they make for a very nice unit composition here. Need to be a little careful I don't lose them to the turret. It looks like I have this Sandstormer tanking, so... Good technique for me for once, that's always freshening to see. We do have Armor 1 versus Armor 0 as well, so I wouldn't mind this fight, but he's got a bit of high ground at the moment. We're gonna have to back away. Use that range advantage I was talking about. Here comes the first railgun, though. It's about halfway done in the build queue. Yeah, if you get on top of them, you run around them in circles. It's funny, but he actually is telling the truth there. But the real key is to find the right range band to fight in. And now that he's got the railgun, it should be pretty easy to find. Right? He wants to always be long range against me. And if, you know, if I try to dive on the railguns, his LAVs are just going to chew them up, so that's not doable for me. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm hiding behind this dune here so that he can't get line of sight on me. But he's going to try to use the carrier to muscle me out of that position. I think I'm building a heavy railgun? No, those are just more skins. LAVs and skins having the big fight now. I still have the upgrade advantage, so this is on paper okay for me, but he's actually got a bit of high ground, so I'm going to have to back away from that. Yeah, this is a replay from Jaraci Cup 15. These were played like 3 weeks ago. I took forever to cast them. This carrier actually will die eventually, so I don't mind this. We can stay here as long as he likes. Has it been that long? Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't ask why. There's no excuse. I just was lazy, I guess. Here comes the dive now onto the LAVs. Always risky to dive onto the carrier like this. He also just finished Armor 2, which is kind of untimely for me, but I think we might actually be winning this trade here. Oh my gosh, the base turret sets up a turret as well, that we're gonna have to back away. Holy moly. So it's been like 2 months. Jeez. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. And I think we still don't have heavies coming out. All the assault railguns are dead now. I do have the advantage in strikecraft numbers here, but with that turret setup, he's not gonna... Oh shoot, and then I just never did it. Yeah, sorry about that, A-game. Anyway, with this turret setup here, I'm basically never gonna be able to dive with the skim, so having the numbers here doesn't really do anything for me. This is looking pretty dire, and like I said, I'm up against the wall here. This is serious points. So you can see the value of building these railguns. It really makes things so much easier when you're fighting against the assaults. What I need to answer the railguns is like to have range calibration on heavies already, but I need to be kind of ahead of the pace of the game in order to set that up. To be fair, fully upgraded skims, so we're very scary in the straight-up fight right now. And Descara, you know, he's got these turrets to make it very hard to dive these locations, but anywhere else I think I should win. Looks like I'm building more salvagers now, trying to just long haul some RUs here. Get my range calibration set up as fast as I can. Expensive tech though, so it's not easy to do. And we saw last game, it lets me fight these heavy rails, but it certainly doesn't guarantee that I'll beat them. We might be able to just kind of run the PCs up here to tank for the turret and kill it. That would give us a little bit more breathing room. Looks like that's what I'm going to try to do, but it's always a little bit risky, of course. Railguns in tow, going to do the armor break. Lots of LAVs here to do damage. I might just lose this PC. Yeah, just carrier knows. He knows the danger. Not to mention, another turret it looks like is getting set up here as well. Yep, so that position is going to be even harder to crack now. If I were playing like a late game macro style, it wouldn't be a problem. I'd just get like Siege or like something like that and just kill these things, but... Obviously, when you're doing Rail Rush, turrets are not your friend. They're very, very effective at what they do. We're gonna have to wait for range calibration, and while we're waiting, Descara's on 2 base. Does not feel good. Does not feel good at all. Yeah, I mean, like, you could never get away with teching siege in this scenario just to kill off the turrets, right? So, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't find good answers to these hard points when you're rail rushing. And there's a couple other ways you can do it, but... Okay, there's calibration. I mean, eventually this will be done, and then we'll be happy. Last game, what Descara did, he just got, like, strike fighters, like a whole bunch of them, and killed me like that. Let's see what his plan is this time. Get bombers versus turrets, yeah. Well, that would work, I'll tell you what. That would work. I'm not sure I want to, A-game. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's look away from that. Let's not dwell on that any longer than we have to. This fight I win, by the way, even with the turret here. Although I need to be careful I don't push too far. Yep, sure enough. These LEVs are all super low. Actually, a second base run was built. Did he get inventory? He did. Wow. Man really likes his turrets. What can you say? There's 3 of them up here. Yeah, I think that just comes down to the fact that long distance mining is really, really effective here, and I had that set up earlier. So, you know, the units lost doesn't seem as dire for me as you would expect, but it's still not good, that's for sure. And range calibration will let you siege down turrets, but like I said, this is a bad option to have to wait for, because he's been on 2 base this whole time. It feels really bad. Just kind of sitting on your thumbs waiting for this tech to have the money for it in the first place, and then to finish it. It is pretty easy to kill the turrets now, though, so Descara investing into a second base runner and getting the tech for it, that's also a bit unfortunate for him. Of course, this is the reason why I'm always saying things like railguns can answer turrets and A-game doesn't like it. It's not like you build railguns when your opponent has turrets, but if you're railgun rushing, yeah, the railguns can't kill them. Takes a long freaking time, though. But if I were Descara, I guess, you know, instead of getting the second base runner for the other turret, like, you know he'll find, or, it's me I'm talking about now. You know I'll find an answer for that strategy eventually. I would focus on finding a different win condition rather than just stalling longer. Now he's kind of in a bad spot, because I have the calibration, so I can outrange his railguns here. He's gonna try the run-up, but he can't possibly do this. Getting HGC instead? Maybe, but I don't think it would go very well. I will say though, I've never seen it tried, so you know, don't knock it till you try it, right? EMP used on the turret, by the way, I guess I have that. Yeah, I do. But this is where the siege can start to get kind of brutal for the defending coalition player. Uh-oh! Oh my gosh, the railguns are totally undefended here, though. AVs with the boost, they're gonna get in and they stand still and get EMP'd! Ah! Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, no. It looked like I really screwed up there, but Descara kind of gave me a get-out-of-jail-free card with the LEVs running into the EMP there. Rails are still alive, that's what's important. I can fight off these LAVs. Like, even though it's not going to be great trades for me, I can still take it. Ah, but here comes some AVs, and they can smoke up, potentially. Oh, this is getting complicated. And why do I have 4 dudes over here? What the heck? Yeah, the LAV blob is really low. A-game was talking about that earlier. So you can see they have a lot of damage, but not a lot of tankiness. They're dropping like flies over here. Oh, what a freaking turn of events. That really looked like he threw, and then I threw, and then he threw again, but I come out on top, I always do. Look at the units lost tab now. This has been really kind of a bloodbath. Yup. We're both just vomiting all over the place. A little bit annoying to fight these AVs when they're close to hills, of course. They'll beat the railguns at close range, so I can't just drive over and fight them. But when we get into long range, this is where I'm very happy. This is my happy place. Another AV dropped. Carrier taking a bit of fire as well. And these railguns are about as fast as the carrier, even with calibration on. So like at this point, he can't really get away from me, right? He's gotta turn and fight this, but like with what, you know? Doesn't really seem possible. So yeah, he's getting GG, but I think the carrier was dead either way there. And I keep my hopes alive. Bring the series to 1-3, from my perspective. 3-1 favoring Descara. But that's only 1/4 of the battle, right? Obviously, if I want to win this, I've got to do it 3 more times. It's going to be on Kartoba next. Like I said, this is Descara's pick, a map that he typically has done very, very well on. Somehow he just has a good feel for it, I don't exactly know. And then Firebase Krill will follow another map that I won't like very much. But Canyon Outpost is last, and that's one that I do enjoy. Yes, yes, every game is a match point. So unless I can win, you know, 4 in a row here, I'm done for. Here comes the retire from the base runner. So you can guess what's happening here. It's a rush, folks, that's right. I think at this point, A-Game probably when I was playing in the chat was just like zzz. Because, you know, it's just Bozo rushing every single game. Might be trying some ninja PC strats here, though. Some kind of screwery that I'm experiment with sometimes. Usually gets me killed, but, you know, if it works, it works, so. Oh, you weren't in the chat? Oh, that's too bad. A-Game remembers this better than me. That would be interesting. They've got it in, yeah, exactly, actually. They've got it in Homeworld 1, Homeworld 2, but... yeah. Well, for real, though, I just do the same thing over and over again. It's ridiculous. But... You're totally right, though. This is the Kinix meta, right? Just, like, play like a madman, and hopefully it works for you. LAV is going to drive out here, see that the carrier is not accompanied by the PC. That probably tells him everything he needs to know. And it's going to be Sand Skimmer Armor, so this is like the dry Skimmer Rush. This is very, very risky to try. But if your opponent doesn't have the requisite defense, you can sometimes get away with this. Problem is, again, he's got the base runner, he's got the turret. We saw on Turin Crater just what happens if you know, disrespect that. Tight End Passage actually was Descara's ban. But yeah, if I just run in and suicide to this turret, I'll just lose again, and then, you know, that'll be the end of the series. So I can't do that. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this is not an easy strategy to pull off, and I've been practicing it like more than anyone else for a long time now. It's not surprising that I can take games with it, but players like Descara and A-Game, they have the consistency to beat it quite a lot. It's not usually very easy to just, you know, just bum rush them to death. Oh, you took a game off. Nice. I don't remember that one. I guess the VOD is on my computer somewhere. I should really upload it. We do have Railgun Fab on the way now. Again, this turret is set down. Very, very hard to dive to main. Read impossible. I shouldn't even try it. But I got a lot of kills on the way in, so this is actually pretty good for me. I'm still on the timer, but I'm getting, well, I already have Railgun Tech done. I'm going to be building a heavy once I have 110 RUs. And then we put Descara on the clock. We say, okay, your carrier's losing health, you know, when are you going to fix this? I think in the early game, I like to... just kind of, like, consider the health of the carrier as time, right? Because, you know, you don't actually gain any particular advantage hitting your opponent's carrier unless you can kill it, but eventually it will run out of health. And so your opponent can basically say, okay, if my carrier is full health, I can ignore you for a while. But, you know, if this keeps up long enough, eventually I'm gonna die, right? So I like to consider the carrier's health as time here. But yeah, you're right, A-Game, like, That was a Kharak Cup you're referencing, right? Where I just did the BD strat over and over again. I felt kind of dirty about it after that, but that one really was just broken. To be fair, this is just very hard to pull off, whereas that was like instant win every time. Human health is the time. Are you saying like I'm waiting for my opponent to die of a stroke or something? Well, Descara is on his 2-base location, but I don't think he actually should have tried this because he's lost a lot of time, like I said, losing health on this carrier, and he didn't really gain anything because he's not mining here. And the carrier is still taking fire. There is a turret set up here. This is going to be pretty annoying. It's close enough to this hill that I don't think I can shoot at it unless I go out onto that angle without getting shot at back. See, claims its first victim. Claims a second victim, very nice. Effective turret. I think I'm just sitting the railgun up here trying to hit it now, having the PC tank for me. But... well, I think I'm actually gonna get it, oh my gosh. You know, I'm actually kind of surprised that that worked so well. It looks like I'm taking Sandskimmer armor now. I would not do this if it were me, actually. Well, it is me, so I guess I take that back. But I think it's more important to get calibration here. But then again, you know, I've got the perfect caster vision. Okay, now I see the railgun module opening here. But yeah, high ground, good unit. I'm starting to take some names here. This is 2 railguns as well. I think Descara is building one of his own. Yeah, you can see the light blinking. That light there means that a railgun is building. And his carrier actually has not taken too much damage just yet. It's at about 2/3. But I've won this main base location, so this does actually feel pretty good for me. What I need now is range calibration. You can see I'm saving up the RUs for it, so I should be able to get that. Here comes the first railgun. I can't dive in and kill it, so that's good for Descara. If this thing dies when it spawns, the game is just over. The railgun basket. So yeah, now the railguns are shooting at me. If I don't see them now, I'm really just blind. And we almost had the money for calibration. I'm sure I'll quick up on this right away. Yeah, probably. But that's the reason why, for me, like, I shouldn't really be getting Sandskimmer armor, right? I don't need it. And it takes money away from range calibration, which is what I use to answer his answer, right? You've always got to be one step ahead to do this sort of thing. Well, no, the railguns actually pick off the heavy rails because they have more range than them, and that's the important thing. You know, when your opponent spawns the railguns, like, look how much respect I'm giving, right? It's because I know if I lose these 2 heavies, we're gonna have what happened in the shallows, basically, right? And I'll lose the game, so I have to be super careful until I finish range calibration, and then I can go in. So even just having this tech has bought him tons of time, and it potentially could win him the game if I make a mistake. So I think this is definitely the call, but now that I've got range calibration, I'm feeling pretty good, and this is sort of all I need. Probably will get EMP next. That's a lot of LAVs, to be fair. 17 to 26, so I mean, I definitely still outnumber him here, but he's got a lot of LAVs, so I mean, maybe there's a miracle chance, but railguns are getting picked off now. They actually managed to get range on this one railgun, though, so that's not bad. He kills one, he's damaging the other one a lot. Yeah, you're right, A-Game. I shouldn't say he's buying time, I should say he's buying space, but not enough, right? Because he isn't mining here. And, like, that really is what determines who's in the lead, is who can mine off of this. Like, can your opponent mine off of this base or not? So, you know, I'm long-distance mining, I trade very efficiently. Unless my opponent is getting more money than me, it's going to be real tough. But again, he's bought a lot of space here. I guess I made a mistake with the railguns, managed to get one of them killed off. Having so many more, having so many more skins than he had LAVs, maybe I should have been more aggressive there and dove in, but I was really worried about losing it. You can see Descara feeling the pressure. He immediately sets up the second base here, rather than going for more military units first. But I still have range calibration, so this is a little bit tough. Railgun's taking some fire, but he's got the healing on. He's going to keep these guys safe. I think one of these railguns got down to like 10 health, but it didn't quite die, and that's all that matters. Yeah, now finally we're starting to hit the railguns, and we stopped. I guess we lost vision on this one. We're actually hitting the salvagers, which is pretty funny, but it's definitely annoying. Just the 2, I think. Sometimes I'll go up to 4, but not in this case. This is a map, to be fair, where because there's a 90-degree angle between the bases, I think LDMing here is more efficient than usual. And again, this railgun gets away with like 30 health. That's really good for Descara, but probably just not good enough. He's forced off the base again, so I bought all the space that I need. He's gonna try to tech switch to see if he can get something done, but I don't think there's enough time for that, really. Railgun's getting picked off now. I've actually got the high ground, plus I'm outranging, and this is like the most unfair fight possible. And we've pushed him off 2 base pretty assuredly now. Let's go ahead and give it a check. 27 LEVs, 35 sand skimmers, and they have the upgrade lead too. By a lot, actually. This is the last upgrade being set here, and he doesn't have any started. That's a funny idea. I mean, maybe you could, right? Because, like, look, this is actually really good terrain for defending. That is a very interesting idea. But yeah, you can see how slow I play this. It's because, like A-Game said, you know, the longer the game goes on, the better for me. I don't mind. We can take this as slow as we like. It's Descara who's got to do it. Look at this. It's some kind of an emote. Well, hello. Logistics modules getting picked off. This is just horrible. It's a heart? I've never seen one before. Wait, that doesn't work. It's trying to set it up as like a no love joke, but that makes me sound like a novice heart surgeon. Yeah, that's what I would think. But it's certainly exposed right now too. You can see he can spend a long time fighting like this. So maybe he can get away fighting, mining off of his third for that whole time. Should really pick off this AV, by the way. Did manage to land the armor break on it, so it's easy to. Oh, I didn't kill it. Turret setup here too means I don't really fancy the dive anymore. Let's see how many, Yeah, he's really closed the gap on the LAV and Sandskimmer numbers here. This fight is definitely going to be good for me though. Again, I outnumber him and I've got the upgrade lead. Bit of high ground goes a long way, but not far enough, and Descara's getting a GG out here. And this game is over. I think, kind of in the post-mortem sense, probably, like, he got too many LEDs caught out over here at the very, very beginning, but I don't know, it just seemed like a very, very long slog. I mean, that was almost 15 minutes. And as A-Game says, the LEDs are just wet noodles, yeah. Game 6, here we come. Scoreline now 3-2, still favoring Descara, still series point. But if I can win this, we'll bring it to the ace match. Firebase Krill, like I said, not really my favorite map for a lot of reasons. It's not that it's a bad map, it's that I'm bad at it, you know? So definitely I could spend some time practicing and maybe get rid of that badness, but who's got time for that, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's a map that you need to make very good macro calls, and I'm not always the best at that. I find myself getting caught out, you know, it feels like my opponent's army is just unbeatable. So what's the solution? Just rush him again! So, you know. Well, that is true. You've gotta know the thing. This is the fake hill of Firebase Krill right here. This hill looks real, but it's not. Pretty much every unit can shoot through it. I don't know why. Don't ask. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not even a bad map for my faction. It's just that I'm bad on it, you know? So... Descara used to hate this map because he would get his carrier stuck everywhere, but I think he figured out how to maneuver it a little better. It still happens every now and then, but not nearly as much. And just a reminder, as we look at our info.txt for just a moment, last map will be Canyon Outpost if we do go to the ace match. So that's what we have to look forward to here. Initial scuffles here, pretty much the same as always. Except, crucially, of course, he's not, he's right, you know. Crucially, he's not getting caught out here. This is what happened last game. Alos! I have missed hearing that. A little bit of damage done to this skim, too. Like I always say, a bit of high ground goes a long way. Is it, though? Is it? You know, the problem is that, like, BBI just never was sure which one they wanted to use. Like, half the times in the game files it's armor with a U, and half the times it's armor without one. Makes things very difficult for us modders. Yep. This time it looks like Descara's strategy going to be to make a lot more LAVs than before. As a result, like, I've got Railgun Fab, but I think I kind of wish that I didn't here. This is so many LAVs that having a 2PC faster probably would have been better. A-game's right, you know. You should have spelled all of those words wrong. That would have made the joke better. Wait, is there a difference between those? Yeah, I had to, like, you had to mock me over and over again before I finally learned the difference between then and then. Phoenix Yo never did. I don't think he ever will. Looks like I'm gonna use an assault railgun here. Like I said, I'm outnumbered on Strikecraft, so this is what I have to use. Actually, this really did not work for me on Galzian territories. You remember there, like, Descara had the answer pretty easily. And sure enough, he's already taking Railgun Fab. I think I only won that game because he kind of threw pretty badly, so this is not doing well. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Can someone ban him? Oh boy. Second PC on the way though, so eventually we'll get the Strikecraft numbers up. Oh, I don't like this. I can't fight this hill, that's for sure. Like a widget, you know, but without the W. Your name always rhymed by Oka, used to be Smuff or something. Yeah, Descara is using this hill really, really well. I mean, this is awkward terrain for me to fight around, because again, like, I have the range advantage, but I can never use it, because he's hiding up on this flat anvil thing. I actually managed to get a pick there, it's kind of surprising. I think if Descara set up the Omega point there, he might have actually killed off one of these assault rails, but it may have cost him too much, so he's gonna play it safe. And slowly I'm snaking my way around here, this is where I want to be. But Descara has already got Railgun Fab, and so now the long range doesn't really favor me either, so far so good for Descara. This is looking really, really clean for him. You think that's where they build them? A-game, I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. I would be amazed. Oh, I might be able to win this fight, actually. What are the numbers here? This is 18 to 19, and I have armor too. Uh-oh. Descara is setting down a turret, but I can focus that down. That is gonna fall. Are we winning still? Oh, it's really close. It's like, the numbers are so close here. We're gonna drive up the assault railguns, which is just sort of accepting their death here to just try and win this trade with the sand skimmers. It's risky, but it seems to be working. I'm actually winning this fight. Now it's 10 to 7. Armor 2. Certainly worked for me this time. We're also gonna kill the base runners, so that doesn't mean Descara can't put any turrets down, but he'll have to build more if he wants to. Well, that one I think they deserve to win. It was no range advantage, same numbers, armor 2 for me. Oh gosh, I'm just diving everything now. Yeah, I think after Descara got the railguns, what he should have done was pivoted to, instead of holding this position, he could back away and like hold his railguns here and keep his army over on this side. Yeah, but I think he spent as much time shooting assault railguns as I did shooting the turret, so I brought him up there. Anyway, everything's dead, so Descara, he knows he's gonna GG out. Oh boy! Ace match! Ace match! Ace match! I mean, obviously I knew that was gonna happen, but you didn't, so hopefully it's exciting. Yeah, Couch Mao, he feels it. He feels it. Been a long, long journey, friends, but here we come. It's gonna be Canyon Outpost, last map. Canyon Outpost is an interesting map, but I like this one. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I really have just done the same strat 5 times in a row. Well, 6 actually, so. It's true, it's true. I've got a lot of practice. Got a lot of practice. Playing, you know, sometimes even I'll have like other matches spoiled, because I'm also the tourney org, so it's not easy to... go spoiler free. But you know, I always act as though I don't know for the fans. Descara is mixing it up, by the way. This is the first time, I think. He is going carrier production upgrade first here. He retired the base runner. So let's see what he's up to here. Yeah, you would think so, but I've actually done typically pretty well when people are going for the AV rush, answering with railguns. So he might not have thought that it was really worth too much for him. Yeah. Certainly, if you get caught off guard by it, you can lose. And to be fair, like this game, maybe I would. Look, I'm kind of moving in with no vision. The idea is that you want to fan the sand skimmers out so that you can see what your opponent is doing, but that way you won't get caught off guard by the AVs. He's going to drive his carrier forward, do a little bit of a block here. That actually will maybe get him a kill already. Oh, it's so close, but just barely does not. And one salvager actually falls there. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is a very bad start for Descara. This is legendary for me. Oh my goodness. Looks like I'll probably trade out like one more and then start focusing on the LEDs. Yep, there we go. Yeah, honestly, I have to agree. This is so bad for Descara. That's not how you want it to start. Oh, and he GG'd. Hey, I win! Yeah, he must have just thought that he could get the LEDs out faster, but I don't know. Messed up the timing or something. Wish he was here in chat, he could tell us what went wrong with that build, but... Yeah, that was a 2-minute finish. Hey, I had one, he had one, remember? I just freaking died to death on, what is it? Torn Crater. And he died to death on the ace match, so hey, there we go. So I did it, it's the reverse sweep, and I actually won Jaraci Cup 15. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I didn't remember that either. I thought it was going to be some kind of long, drawn-out rail rush as well here in the end. I did it! Woo! I'm the champion of my own tournament. Well, to be fair though, I haven't won for a long time, so this actually felt really good. I was quite happy with this. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Guess I'll catch you in the next one.